Okay. Very. Hey, looks like the video got cut off in the middle. That's a bummer, but I didn't see it. So I'm just gonna continue where I was up to. And hopefully this is gonna work. I don't know what happened. I'll turn the camera around. Okay, we're gonna continue with running commentary number 23. Got cut off in the middle. I don't know what happened. So we're up to the part about where the Rogachover, the great Gaon, said that we learned about that there's one mitzvah that we find elsewhere in the Torah in which we use only one of the four kinds. And what is that? And that is on Hoshana Rabbah, we use the arava, the willow branch, where we take the willow branch and we go around the bima in the synagogue 7 times, and we whip it on the floor. And it's from the biblical times where we actually have this tradition. So now we have one of the four, only the willow, that actually has its own independent mitzvah value. So the Rogachover says that once you have one of a composite, then you know, and that has its independent value, then you know that all the other parts of the composite have their own independent value too. So that's in the world of mitzvot. In practical world, we don't have other mitzvot, but in the dimension of mitzvot, in the world of mitzvot, we learn that from the arava, we learn that all the rest of them, the hadas, the esrog, and the lulav, all have their own independent value in the world of mitzvah. So, moving on. Until now it was technical, and we even had some technical difficulties in the previous video where it was disconnected. But until now it was all about technicalities. Now comes the spirit. What's the spirit of this whole concept that we're learning now? Says the Rebbe, the spirit we get from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, powerful thought. And he says that, why is it that we learn the validity of the four kinds as independent values in the world of mitzvahs from the lowest kind? Why the lowest? If you want to learn about the value of people, let's take the esrog, learn it from the esrog. Why is it that you learn it from the lowest, from the arava, from the willow, the person who represents not good deeds nor Torah study, academics? That's the question. And I'll just add also that the Rogachover previously, the idea that he learns that you can learn the value of other parts of a composite from one that separates itself. He gets that from the Rambam, from Maimonides. Maimonides says that if one entity separates itself from a composite of entities and you can identify it, then in the world of mitzvahs, you know that all the other parts also have their independent value. So that's the technical part. And now the Rebbe asks, why? Why the arava? Why is it that we're learning the independent value of the other people from the arava, from the lowest of the low? And the Rebbe answers as follows. Very powerful thing. He says that, remember in the story of the burning bush? In the burning bush, Moses first communicated in the Torah with God at the burning bush. Why? What kind of bush was it? So the Torah tells us it was actually a thorn bush. It was a thorn bush bursting with flames, and it was a thorn bush. So the Baal Shem Tov asks, why was it a thorn bush? If God wants to appear to Moses to start this incredible legacy that he's going to have and take the Jewish people out of Egypt and be the greatest man who ever lived forever and ever and ever, Why a thorn bush? Why not a most exquisite, beautiful garden, a majestic cedar tree? Why a lowly thorn bush? So the Rebbe says that the Baal Shem Tov teaches that the reason why it was a thorn bush was because only a thorn bush could truly have a bursting, yearning, fire desire to God. Only someone who doesn't have anything can want God. If there's someone who's got something already, who's smart, kind, knowledgeable, he already has some satisfaction from that, and he doesn't truly yearn to God. Like, how much does he really need God for? Between you and me, between us. If you already got it all, what do you need? And this is what the Baal Shem Tov says, that the reason why God appeared to Moshe in the thorn bush was to demonstrate and to show that in order for somebody to be connecting to God, he needs to be truly humble, 100% humble. And that is what the thorn bush represents. So now, what about the rest of us who've got something, even a little bit? So says the Rebbe that when somebody has, when people who excel in academics and who excel in good deeds and kindness, when they unite with that arava, with that willow, who's truly humble, and they learn from him, then his humility is contagious, and it will spill over into their lives. And even if they do have independent value, it will be infused with humility. It'll be recognized that it's not their own, it's truly from God. But you need to connect with someone who's truly humble to get to it. Can't have it on your own. That's why we have to unite and combine all four. But that's also why we learn it from the arava. We learn it from the lowest of the four kinds. That's the story, the spirit of the four kinds, and why we learn the value of the other four kinds, the other three kinds, from the arava, from the lowest of them. Because we need to tap in to the humility of the arava, of the willow branch, who doesn't have good deeds nor Torah study in order to actually connect with God. That's the story for today. God bless you all. Sorry for the technical glitch. Hope you see this part, because this is the spirit part. Spread the word. Find the humility, the humble people around you, and learn from them. God bless you.